Welcome to Expert SEM. Today we are going to see one quality term called as loss function, especially used in manufacturing. It's from a quality guru whose name is Takuchi, a Japanese quality guru. In a product, what happens when the quality is out of control. Either it gets rejected inside the factory or even after reaching the customer. Whenever there is a rejection, there are losses to the company. Maybe it has to be repaired, reworked, or so many other issue. Sometime you may also lose the customer if you are frequently supplying it. So we add various ways of measuring such quality. When it comes to supply chain and logistic, we also have various terms of measuring the quality. For example, on time delivery, or what if possibly sometime we are measuring in terms of damages, like that. But here the stress is, how do you calculate the loss due to this quality rejection? That's what is explained in this process. So let me attach the screen so that we can briefly dwell among this subject. This is session number 125. If you are watching for the first time, you can visit my YouTube channel where you can see my previous terms or knowledge terms. Today, specifically, we are talking about loss function. Uh, Genichi Tokuchi is a Japanese quality guru, and quality of a product is judged by its conformance. Not only the product, now it is also extended to service. So supply chain, there are various metrics to measure, but there are very little things where you can measure in terms of cost. For example, in some organization we measure stock out cost, which means if the item is not available when the customer wants it, you have to measure in terms of a cost, how much you are going to lose, whether is it a one time loss or a temporary loss, or is it for the lifetime. So there are some methods to measure it, but generally as a logistic or supply chain professional, we don't take it seriously. As per this document from Genuchi, he says everything has to be measured. For example, you agree to a customer, you will provide service, for example, OTD 95%. And if you are not able to reach, for example, you are at the 85%, you should calculate the loss. Maybe the loss in terms of losing a customer or goodwill of the customer. This has to be converted into money, and that's what this quality term means. And this can also be applied to services, not only for the products. You should remember, inconsistency results in expense, waste, loss of goodwill, rework. Sometimes you may see in logistic, we may send the item to the customer by air freight because sea freight is not going in time, or we have delayed the shipment. All these are loss to the company. In fact, this gentleman talks as a loss to the society. You are wasting somebody's money if you are not providing the product and service as per the agreed terms. In automobile companies, we used to have penalty. We know if we are not supplying a product or service as per the agreed term, everything is mentioned. If I am delaying by this many hours, how much penalty, and by days, what is the penalty. If you are frequently repeating that error, then you may lose the business also. So any activity, whether it's a product or service, we need to convert that into a money. Okay, that's where this loss function is term used. Okay, losses occur at an increasing rate as the service deviates from its target level. Target level, assume OTD 95%, but we may give a tolerance of 1% plus or minus. If it is not plus or minus here, maybe minus 1% in this case. Of course, if you are able to exceed the agreed target, it is fine. So minus 1% could be better. So what happens in such case? You are able to reach only 85%. Then how do you convert this into money? Okay, the more the deviation, it increases in a increasing rate. That's what E means. Okay, there is a formula. We will not worry about the formula. When the loss function is known, it places a value on not meeting the customer service level target. Of course, you can see this formula to find this loss function. If you know all these parameters, you can calculate it, and then finally you are going to place a value on this. Because we are not able to reach the target, you are going to say it costed me $1 million or 1 million rupee, and this is what called as a loss function. And if you google up, you will get the detail if you are eager to know, or reach out to me if you want further details. So any doubts or clarification for those who are watching live, you can comment in LinkedIn or YouTube. Even those who are not live, you can always type in the comments so that we can reach you. Thanks for watching. Have a nice